And now the time has come for our weekly political discussion with Catholic Vote political director Josh Mercer, who joins us right now. How are you, Josh?
Hey, I'm doing great, Stephen.
Good. Me too.
Make a fellow feel awkward and inferior.
So anyway, there's some great news this week, isn't there? I've heard Betsy DeVos is about to meet with Jim Mattis about a matter of school choice.
Right. I mean, why would the Secretary of Education be meeting with the Secretary of Defense? It's sort of a puzzling question. But what it involves is a matter of personnel. Because the fact is, an army will only march as long as it's got a full belly, a full stomach. You need to, if you want the best armed forces in the world, you need to make sure you have proper equipment, proper training, and also you have to take care of military families. And that's exactly the nature of this meeting between Education Secretary Betsy DeVos and Defense Secretary Jim Mattis. There's a proposal on Capitol Hill by a congressman from Fort Wayne, Jim Banks. He's a veteran himself. He serves on the Veterans Affairs Committee, Armed Services Committee. And his thought was, you know something? There's over 126,000 military-connected children all across the country, right? And one of the biggest things that they talk about when they ask military families, what's it like when you have to move out of your neighborhood where you might have extended family or neighbors or friends you've known for a long time, and you have to relocate because you're doing service to the country? A big factor for their disappointment might be education opportunities. And he said, well, you know something? If we can make it a better environment for these families and give them some school choice, then they might be able to find a Catholic school or some sort of private school if the public school in that area doesn't fit their needs. So what this bill does is it just expands school choice for our military families. And we're talking about 126,000 children of military families that this could impact. So the real story here this week is that this bill continues to get some momentum. And Betsy DeVos, like I say, the Education Secretary, meeting with Jim Mattis, if she can get Defense Secretary Jim Mattis on board with this plan, that could really do a lot of wonders. I mean, Jim Mattis has the ears of President Trump for sure. And boy, how many people in Congress are going to be against this plan if the Defense Secretary says, you know, we really need this to be able to retain some of the best sailors and Marines and Army people. You know, this is what we need to stay competitive and keep our soldiers and troops happy. It sounds like a really good idea, a winning idea.
Well, I wonder if in the long run it'll end up being what they call a pro-natalist policy. I wonder if this will encourage families to have more children, feel more comfortable having children, and I wonder if it might even build a correlation between military service and good nuclear family life.
Yeah.
That would be cool to see.
The hope here is that this would not become a partisan issue, that there really should not be any partisanship involving this issue. Here's an opportunity just to provide a little bit more aid and service to military families who've expressed a need. Like, look, we are not necessarily happy with the choices that we have available because we've had to uproot ourselves and relocate to here. Can you get us some help here? Can you get us some school choice? And, you know, I know that the Democratic Party is very entrenched with the teachers' unions, and the teachers' unions do not like school choice at all. So this is going to be a real test for the Democratic Party to see whether or not they can put their partisanship aside, put aside the special interests, and put the children of these military families who are already under a lot of stress to be uprooted from your community and to go somewhere else. It's a real test of the Democratic Party to see if they can put their partisanship aside and support a bill that could really help some families out.
All right. Sounds good. We'll be watching them with the eye of a hawk. Well, thank you very much, Josh. How will we keep in the loop on the progress of this bill?
Well, just sign up for Catholic Vote's daily free email newsletter. We call it The Loop. It's just a great way to stay in touch with all the events that are going on in the news, whether it's religious liberty, school choice, our Catholic faith. And I see you've got the Catholic Vote Loop mug there. So you could even get a mug from Catholic Vote as well. So,
all right. Thank you, Josh. Talk to you next week.
Thanks again, Stephen. Nice talking with you.